Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, YouTube. This is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa 914, which is County, New York. We are in the motherfucking house. We're in the motherfucking house. I did a couple of live videos last night. Well, not last night, but yesterday. And I did an upload. And what I want to do with this channel, I want to take it in a different direction. A lot of people are not prepared for the different direction. Um, But what I want to do with this channel is talk in the same mind frame I was talking when I first started this YouTube channel. I was talking about my experiences as a child, my experiences when I went to Job Corps, my experiences when I went to prison, and after what happened after that. It is what it is. My bills are already paid up. Thank God for that. I had to fix that real quick, real quick. And only thing I can say, I'm grateful for where I'm at. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm supposed to be in New York in December. The trip is still being planned, being thought out, and that's all it is. I understand that it's been a lot of tension on these YouTube streets lately. And people keep talking about Kwame Brown, Kwame Brown, Kwame Brown. I'm going to say this one more time. I never liked Kwame Brown. I don't care about his NBA career. I don't care that he's a celebrity. I know he is a troublemaker on YouTube. I know he plays Squid Games with other people on YouTube. I'm well aware of this. I'm well aware of it. He only entered into the sector because of Tommy Sotomayor. This is actually a sector that belongs to Soda Nation. And Soda Nation knows it. Team Tommy knows it. The Ancients that was on YouTube, this is our sector. And I don't know how Kwame Brown got, ushered into the sector. You see what he's doing. He turned against all his major players. That's what he did. And that's what he's going to continue to do. That's what he's going to continue to do. And it is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. But yes, I'm taking this channel in a different direction. I'm supposed to be going to Birdman House today. I'm not going to go because I have other things I got going on. And I'm a little too busy to be going way over the other side of North Charleston. And the bus system over there run funny. They got funny style down here. This is not New York. This is not Virginia. This is not no other place I have ever lived in. So it's different. It's different. Even when I lived in Greenville, South Carolina. Shout out to Greenville, South Carolina for a short period of time. Because I was living in Greenville when I went to New York and moved to New York. I didn't worry about South Carolina anymore around that time. And I lived in New York for years until I got that phone call. Then I came back down south. But I know that everything is good. Everything is crispy down here. So I can go back to New York. Go back to from which I came. 5th-generation New Yorker. South Carolina is not for me. No part of the South is for me. I don't care how many Mexicans move in. I don't care how many Haitians move in. I don't care about none of that other stuff. Because when I see the Mexicans or the people from South America, immediately I get into my Spanish mode. And I use my Spanish language skills. ¿Cómo te va? ¿Cómo te sientes? Disfruta la vida. Que lo que mi gente. ¿Cómo te va? Yo, my biggest thing with YouTube, on this side of YouTube, is just to do my commentary, do my content, and get off. And one of the things I want to talk about, and I want to start holding podcasts over here with people that actually live my life experience. That's what I want to start doing. That's what I want to start doing. And I want to talk to the people that went into the foster care system, survived the foster care system. I want to talk to other people that have been in prison, has survived it and got out. And I want to talk to people that went to Job Corps, get their feeling on things. I want to talk to people that know about numerology and astrology real good. Because I only started studying numerology after the death of some of my family members. Because the universe gives you different information. The planets line up a certain way, the stars line up a certain way. People study the sky more than they study human existence. But everything is connected. We're all connected to one tree. All the belief systems on the planet Earth comes from one tree. One tree and one tree only. Some people call it the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Some people call it the tree of life. Some people call it the tree of rebirth. It depends on what you believe in. And in my case, I do believe that when people die or they pass on from this life, they go into the in-between. It's a spiritual realm where spirits go. And they stay there for a while until they decide to be reborn. That is what I believe. So I believe in reincarnation. I do. And shout out to the chat. Hey, DL, thank you for coming in. This is not going to be a long live video. Nah. And I did a video yesterday talking about my sister-in-law and how what happened in August of 2011, how all of them were murdered in Newport News, Virginia. I shared about that. I talked about the man that committed that crime and how he's sitting in a Virginia prison, a state prison somewhere. See, he is someone that everyone needs to be aware of. It's not just him, it's other people like him. Other people like him. That's why I keep warning my young ladies. You're gonna fall in love with somebody, you're gonna date somebody, you're gonna marry somebody, find out about them. The best way to find out about them is to see how they treat their family members. And if they don't treat their family members well, you don't need to be around that person. You need to get yourself away. There's certain red flags that you look for, in other words. Even in my case, I date people, I see people, I'm friendly with people, but I know when to cut it off. I know my boundaries. I know I can't do certain things. So it is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning. Shout out to my chat. Shout out to my chat members. DL, thank you for coming in. DL, hit my email address, Barbosa Arabia, and I'll hook you up in the morning. Okay? Yeah, all my bills are paid, so you ain't got to worry about it, DL. Some people say I be neglecting my bills. I wish I would neglect a bill. I wish I would. But yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to the chat. But that's the only thing I wanted to say. I did that video yesterday. That showcased what I'm thinking about in my life. And me beefing with different YouTube creators, that doesn't do anything for me. That doesn't do anything for me. The only thing it does is makes me angry. It makes me more aggressive and stuff like that. Shout out to the chat. I'm more interested in astrology, numerology, the tarot cards. I'm into that. I'm into different things. And the only reason why I'm into it is because of what happened in 2011. And I had to find my own way. I was already on my way, but I had to find my own way of getting through the grieving process because they died in 2011. I didn't stop grieving for them until what? 2018. And then 2019 came. That really put the cap on everything. See, growing up, the older generation people, they don't talk to children like the way they need to be talked to. See, in my family, the family I was raised in, we talk to the children like they are adults, like they can understand. And they are very resilient. They feel the pain, they talk about it. And that's what I like about my sisters. They have open communication with their children. They don't shut their children out. They don't tell them mind their business, go to your room, be quiet. Children are to be seen and not heard. See, in the older generations, that's what they did. I want to talk about the foster care system and how after generation after generation after generation, those children that are trapped in that system are being abused. They're being misused. A lot of those children that go in the foster care system, they're being used for the paychecks that the state issue out to the foster care family. In some states, if you adopt a child, the state still pays you a bonus check after the adoption is completed, and then they continue to pay for that child that you adopted month after month, year after year. The payments never stop until that child is what, 18 years old? In my case, it was 18 years old. Now it's what, 21? Shout out to the chat. That's what I really want to talk about, the foster care system and how corrupt it is. How corrupt the foster care system really is. A lot of those kids that go into foster care, they don't fucking make it. A lot of them don't make it. When I went to Job Corps, you know how many foster care children that was in the Job Corps system trying to get a trade, trying to get their GED, trying to get their driver's license. And if they couldn't get it at one Job Corps center, they would switch over to the next Job Corps center. They started using the Job Corps center as if it was a foster care situation. We got a lot of children that live in these group homes and lockdown facilities. Yo, this is not good. This is not good at all. Shout out to the chat. I was a foster care child From 18 months old all the way until I was 10 years old, I got adopted. But the family that adopted me and my brother, they was our foster care parents, you know? And they only took us because they wanted the checks from New York State. That's how they do. That's how they get down. That's their hustle. My adoptive mother, she put other women onto the hustle. All her co-workers that was working with her through 1199, she put them all onto the hustle. Those that really got close to my adoptive mother, oh yes, yes she did. Yes she did. Yes she did. She would call them on the phone, invite them to the house, have a dinner where they could sit at the table, and she would talk politics with them. She would play cards with them, and then she would talk about the foster care system and how to make their next hustle with these children. That's how my adoptive mother did. I'm ashamed to say that she did it, but she did. And at the end of the day, she had to pay for her crimes. She had to pay for her indiscretions. She had to pay. After the day she paid, she was never the same again. She saw all her mistakes. Everything she did wrong, everything came back. Everything. Her whole life changed after that. After the death of Sergeant Crystal Reagan, my adoptive mother's life changed. It was never the same again. Never the same again. She died 8 years after they passed away. They're all buried right there in Florence, South Carolina, in the military cemetery right there. Florence, South Carolina holds their bodies. The graves of my adoptive parents, my former sister-in-law, Sergeant Crystal Reagan, my niece Sierra, my two nephews, Laquan and Rashid, all of them are buried together. All of them. Shout out to the chat. And the victim witness protection program, those that are victims of certain crimes, they were the ones that paid for the children to be buried, because the military only wanted to bury the mother. Where were the children going to be? My mother had no money to bury them. Crystal had no insurance to bury those children. Crystal only had insurance on herself. If something would have happened to her while she was serving overseas. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, I want to talk about the foster care system, those that do military service, those that have been in prison. I want to talk to the people that have my experience. And we need to do a podcast about that. I want to do a podcast about the homeless situation that's going on here in America. Shout out to chat, because I was homeless for a long period of time. Homeless. In all my adult life, I had three apartments. In my adult life, I had 3 apartments. In all my adult life, 3 apartments. One in Greenville, South Carolina, one in New York, and one right here in Charleston, South Carolina. That's where I'm at now. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to New York, because I'm getting ready to be there in a few more weeks in December. Don't worry, my bills will be paid. Don't y'all worry. Don't worry, because we got a lot of pocket watchers on this sector of YouTube. We got a lot of pocket watchers. We got a lot of people on this sector on YouTube, and they get angry with you because you don't acknowledge them. You don't acknowledge their existence. You don't acknowledge what they do on YouTube and off of YouTube. I want to take this time out to acknowledge the Empress Lonnie One Love. I want to acknowledge her because when I first started doing my videos, she was the main one that was sharing all my videos. She was sharing all of them. Yes, she did. Especially the videos I did about prison life and my foster care system experience. She shared all those videos. A shout out to the chat. So I want to acknowledge her, even though me and her are not seeing eye to eye right now. I don't think we're beefing right now. I think she took a break from me. I'm taking a break from her. We got to revamp ourselves. Don't worry, they'll find some of the sin of mine. They always find my sins. But I keep telling people I'm not perfect. I'll never be perfect. Not on this YouTube app, not in the world, not on my job, not nowhere. Even when I go into the grave, I will not be considered perfect. People will remember me for the things I've done, good and bad. Good and bad. Shout out to the chat. Well, DL, there is no timetable. That's why it took me a long time to get over their deaths. When they died in 2011, I stopped grieving for them physically. You know, when you're crying and you're going through those mood swings and up and down, you're in denial, you get angry, then the accepted part come in. You accept the death. You accept it. Once you accept it, that's when your healing time begins. So my healing time is now. I've been healing for a couple of years. I'll never get over their deaths. I will never get over it. Because that is the vacant hole in my life. They left a vacancy open. That's why I'm vulnerable to certain things. Let's say I'm in a grocery store, DL. Let's say I'm in a grocery store. I got a pocket full of money. Let's say I got $500 in my wallet. I'm walking around. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy the things I need first, put them in the basket, and then I'm going to buy things I want. Once I get to that cash register, I cash out everything, I pay for everything, my purchase is made, I'm going back to my house. I'm not hanging out in the street with the homeboys and the homegirls. I'm not hanging out with them. I'm going back to my house. I put the things in my house. I put everything up. Things that go in the refrigerator, put it in the refrigerator. Things that go in the freezer, put it in the freezer. Things that go in the cabinets, put it in the cabinet. Things that go into my personal closet for my clothes situation, my shoes, my boots, my hats, that go into the closet. If I buy me a new comforter, sheets, whatever, I strip down the bed, I wipe everything down, I spray it down, I put the plastic on it, and then I redress the bed. Once I redress the bed, everything else is set. I'm good. Shout out to the chat. And the grieving process for me was just accepting what I had to accept, take what less I had to take from there, and store it inside of me. But the storage systems had to go in different places. Because like I said, there's a vacancy. That hole will never be filled. It will never be filled. One thing I did learn about the occult, It's when you go and visit your people in the cemeteries and you put the flowers down, you clear off the grave site, you put the flowers down, you put the balloons down, you do your little prayers. You might talk to the people that's in the grave. Don't you know they can hear you? They can hear you. Even if they are born in another body, they can still hear you. I invite everyone to read that book that David Pelzer wrote years ago. The book is called A Child Called It. I implore everyone to read that book. Because that book told the truth of what's going on in certain families. This is how the children get into the foster care system. Because the family is broken down. The family is broken. The family has nothing to offer the children, but they keep having children. It's not about bloodlines, it's about blood type. Because certain blood types, like I'm O. I'm O. My blood type is O. That means I can give blood to you and anybody, but I can't take everybody else's blood. I can save someone else's life, but everyone can't save my life. Shout out to the chat. I might be getting off the subject, but it is what it is. Hey Donna, what's up? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my moderators. Oh my goodness. Look at you. Look at you. Oh my goodness. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. But I was just talking about that. I was talking about my family situation, foster care system, how my sister-in-law, because she is still my sister-in-law. Even after she divorced my brother, she was still my sister-in-law. She was the last of the last. And when she died, a lot of stuff died with her. She took a lot of people with her. When Crystal died, trust me, a lot of people died right after that. Not too far from that. The cousin that raised her, Mom Boone, that raised Crystal and Crystal's siblings, she died like a few weeks after Crystal and the children died. Then Crystal mama, Miss Linda Franklin, shout out to her, rest in peace to you, mommy. She died as well. 3 years later, I got the phone call. When I got the phone call about Crystal mama, I was already in Goose Creek. I was in Goose Creek. I was at Walmart. I was walking around the store with my biological mother, and I got the phone call. I got the phone call. So it is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Nobody's life was ever the same again. My sisters right now, I got 2 sisters I grew up with. Don't you know they got rid of their boyfriends right after that? Not too long after that, they stopped dating. They already had their children. They was already in their house. They was working their little jobs, driving around in their car, doing what they had to do. And they look at the men. The men was not doing what they supposed to do. They got rid of them. My sisters put them out. My biological sisters did the exact same thing. They saw the man was weak. They saw the man wasn't this and that. They put him out. Me, I'm only tied to Birdman, but even with him, I don't go so far. And when I want to be by myself, I want to be by myself, and he knows that. He knows when I'm in my bag. He knows when I'm in my feelings. He knows when I have flare-ups with my mood swings. He knows. He don't want me over there. going through a mood swing. No, no, no. You know how many times that man called the police on me? Twice. Called the police. He's a snitch. Just like anyone loves a snitch. It is what it is. A shout out to the chat. And I can't get mad at them for snitching on me. Me personally, I don't know why Lonnie snitched on me. I don't. She's miles away. I think Lonnie lives like 12 hours away from me. She called the police, called the hospital, trying to get me committed. I escaped. I was mad at her at first, but then when I think about it, I had to laugh. I said, this is laughable. Why you do that? And she said she did it because she felt I was out of control. So it is what it is. Birdman called my house every morning to check on me because he been watching my videos and he be watching other people doing videos about me. So shout out to him. And he became concerned and he let me know his feelings. And I respect his feelings. And shout out to the chat. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to be up here that long. I just wanted to come up here real quick, real fast. Shout out to my YouTube creators. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to my new subscribers. We got a bunch of new subscribers. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming over. I love and appreciate you. Shout out to all my old subscribers. Shout out to my support team. Shout out to my support team. Shout out to my moderators for doing an awesome job. An awesome job. Shout out to you. And this is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa. Getting ready to close out this video. We will see each other in the next video or perhaps in someone else's chat. Shout out to everyone that came in, like and share the video. I appreciate your view. I appreciate your love, your patience, your support. I appreciate those that have been sticking with me for over a year. I got some people on this side of YouTube been sticking with me over a year. Even my haters. Oh yeah, when they want to get a good life or be entertained, they come over here. They come over here. Yeah, they come over here. But I want to change this direction of my channel. I want to start talking about the foster care system. I want to start talking about the adoptive system. I want to talk about numerology. I want to talk about astrology. I want to start holding podcasts with people that have a certain amount of knowledge and information on these different subjects. I would like to talk to certain people that know certain things, you know, card playing, dominoes, whatever. Let's make this channel hot. Because my beefing days, my arguing days, they're not over. They're not over. We just taking a break from each other. A shout out to them that's beefing with me. Brooklyn Lady Ellie, she's over there talking about she don't have her cell phone. But you had your cell phone not too long, ma'am, doing all these videos about me, ma'am. She tried to revamp herself. That's all that is. Lonnie One Love, she over there doing her little videos. She still go to her bars. She still do what she want to do. I don't give a fuck what Lonnie does. But when you do something, Lonnie, just do it well. But I have to give her a shout out because she did grow this page. In the beginning. Yes, she did. And towards the middle. When we started beefing with each other. And I didn't know this channel was gonna blast off like that. I did not know that. But now I'm aware. And I just want people to know I'm a person. I'm not an empty vessel. I'm just a person looking for my way. 50 years old. But on the inside, it's a little 9-year-old child on the inside. Shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. Thank everyone for coming over. Like and share the video. I appreciate your view. Let's get the message out. Let's get the message out. Shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. Yep. Yep, Donna. Yep. That's what happened. Donna, you can hit the link. You know, my moderators can hit the link anytime they want. All my moderators can hit the link anytime they want. It is what it is. Maybe next time I go live, y'all hit the link if y'all got time, if you're not too busy. Because I know everybody has their own life and their own things to do. Shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. Peace, y'all. Love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome evening. I might go live later on when I go on my job. Shout out to the chat. One piece.